Hello and welcome to our induction class for Key Stage 1 children. Today in this video we're going to talk to you about all the equipment that you're going to use for this session, okay, and throughout the course. So you will need the following. You'll need a pot of yellow clay, you'll need a pot of blue clay, you'll need a pot of black clay, a pot of white clay, and a pot of red clay. Okay, so if you can get them all out for me and just place them on your table. Okay, you will also need an airtight box, so it can be a lunch box or anything, okay, and we'll use this when we're trying to keep our clay dry. So we can either put our clay into the box and put the lid on, or on our table, if we've got a big area, we can put our clay on our table and just literally put the box over it, just like that. Okay, we will also need a clay creator measuring card, one like this, which you should have received hopefully. Okay, and finally, because it's a Key Stage 1 class, you will need your measuring spoons. Okay, now before we start, what's really important is you might want to get mummy or daddy to help you, okay, because we have to number our spoons. So you should have 5 spoons like this, okay? The smallest spoon needs to be numbered number 1, and then so on to number 2. So the biggest spoon is number 5, okay? Just like that. So if you want to pause this video right now quickly while you go and get a pen or a felt tip pen and get mummy and daddy to help you, remember it's the smallest spoon is number 1, the biggest spoon is number 5, okay? So quickly go and do that. Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to teach you how to make certain shapes that you will need throughout the course or throughout the videos that you participate in with clay creators, okay? So what we're going to do first off, we're going to get out our yellow clay, sorry, I was going to say red clay. We're going to get out our yellow clay, and what we'd like you to do is fill spoon number 5, okay, spoon number 5 with yellow clay. So I'm going to do it as well. So I'm going to get my yellow clay out. Okay. Now just remember, when you're breaking your yellow clay, you want to pinch the clay and pull it quickly. Okay. So as you can see, like I'm getting it out of my tub like this, I'm pinching and pulling. Okay. We'll go more into that in a little while. Okay. So I'm filling my spoon of yellow clay. Okay, now then, do we think this is correct? Okay, we need a number 5 spoon of yellow clay. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make that as flat as possible. So what we do is we push our clay down so it's nice and even. We can see the excess clay. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear that off just like that. Okay, we're going to put that yellow clay back into our yellow tub, and then we're going to pinch and get our ball of number 5 yellow clay out and just put it on our table just like that. Okay, then whenever we're using our clay, we always put the lid back on. Okay, now the reason for this, and it's really important, is that we don't want our clay to dry because we're going to be using this clay to build lots of models moving forward. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get your blue clay if possible. Okay, so get your blue clay out, and I would like you to fill in spoon number 1. Okay, so spoon number 1. Fill in spoon number 1, and the same thing applies. Fill the spoon up, and then once you get to a certain level, squish it down. Okay, make sure it's even. Take off any extra clay, and again, put that on your table just like that. Again, put your lid back on. Okay, to keep your clay nice and dry, nice and moist. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to mix our clay. So we've put the blue on top of the yellow there, and this is really important, okay? When we're stretching our clay, this is to get it to change color, Okay, we just stretch it out, put it back together. Now what we don't want to do is we don't want to go too far like this, because what's going to happen is you're going to create spaghetti. Okay, and then this clay could go onto your parents' floor or your carpet. It does come off, but your parents might get angry. So we want to keep it, we just want to stretch it like this, okay? And what we're trying to do here is make sure we get rid of all the yellow clay, so we can't see yellow in our clay anymore. What color do you think we're going to go to? Green. We're going to make a green. Okay, so I'm still stretching. I've still got a bit of yellow. Don't forget, if I go a little bit quick for you, you can always pause the video, okay? Do what you need to do and then press play again and catch up, okay? Right, so there you go. That's all my clay and it's green now. So what we're going to do, whenever we're making shapes, okay, we always roll them into a ball first, okay? So I'm rolling my clay into a ball. And another reason for this, why we use a hard surface and we don't use our hands like this, okay? The reason we use a hard surface like a table is we're trying to get all the creases out of the clay. So we have a nice smooth ball, okay? So we have our smooth ball. Everyone should have a green ball, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to make a disc, okay? Now the easiest thing to do here is you've rolled it into a ball, and all I want you to do, I want you to take the palm of your hand, okay, and gently push down, okay? Now then, that's what we should be going for, okay? Now do you see the thickness here? Now the reason we always make our shapes a little bit thicker is for two reasons. Like let's say we were making an aeroplane wing, okay? If we push our clay and make it too flat and too thin, when we then come round to put our, let's say, aeroplane wing onto our aeroplane, what's going to happen is the wing is going to fall like that. Whereas if we always have our clay and have a bit of thickness about it, okay, like what we've just made, you can see it doesn't fall. Okay, so once you've got that, I'd like you to put that either into your airtight container, your lunchbox, or you can put it onto the table. Put it onto the table and just put your container over the top of it. Whatever's easiest. I don't have a massive space to work, so I'm gonna put mine into my container and just put it over there. Okay, what I'd like to do now is I'd like you to get your red clay out, okay? You will need your spoons as well. Okay, so now before you play with your clay as well, sometimes it's good to just stretch it before you break it and things like that. So again, I'm going to fill in my number 3 spoon now, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch and pull quick, okay? Now the reason we do that again is so we don't create spaghetti and we don't have mummy and daddy getting mad at us. So we pinch, pull, okay? And I'm going to fill in spoon number 3. Okay, now then, does this look right? Does that look right? No. Okay, so we have to flatten it out, take off any extra clay. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm going to put my extra clay back in my red tub. I'm going to take this number 3 spoon out, roll it into a ball, and just put it on the top of the table, just like that. Need another ball of number 3 now, okay? So we're going to fill in our spoon again, red clay again, and we're going to have another number ball. Okay. Okay. So you should have 2 balls at the top of your table. Okay. Now I'm going to get my tub and I'm going to put my red clay back in and I'm going to put the lid on. Okay. Right. We're going to use our spoon number 3 again, but this time we're going to fill it with blue clay. So can everyone get that blue clay out, please? Okay. Fill in our spoon number 3 with blue clay. To avoid creating spaghetti and avoid getting into trouble. Okay, so once you've filled in spoon number 3, take that out. Now, normally when you're making shapes, like we would do is we would roll them into a ball and then make the shape, but because we're mixing them, we don't have to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our red and our blue all together, okay, and then we're going to stretch. Okay, sometimes your clay will break, but that's just why you work it. Okay, so just keep putting it back together and stretching it out. Okay, what color do you think we're making now then? Purple. Well done for anyone that said purple. We are making purple. So the aim now is to get rid of all the blue clay and all of the red clay until we've got one ball that is all purple. Okay, now throughout the course, okay, for all the models that we build, okay, you're going to have activity sheets to do. Okay, you're going to have question and answer sheets, so you're going to learn some fantastic things, fantastic facts about each model that you build. Okay, you'll have a question and answer sheet, you'll have a word puzzle, you'll have a dot to dot, you'll have a coloring book, you'll have a word search. Okay, so there really are some great activities for you to do, and not only that, but obviously you'll have a clay model at the end of each video to go with your activity sheets. Okay, so now everyone should have a purple ball. What I would like you to do is I would like you to roll it on your table. Try and get any creases out of your ball there. So you've got a nice smooth purple ball, so everyone see. Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to make a cube. Okay, so what I tend to do is I tend to like look from above and I look down on it, okay, and I'm trying to make a square, okay, from the top. Okay, so once I'm happy that I've got a square from the top, I'm then going to turn it over, okay, and I'm going to make another square. Okay, we're trying to make something that looks like a dice, okay, and we call it a cube. So then we turn it over again. Okay, push it down until you're happy that you've got the square perfect on top from looking down. Okay, then we're going to go this way. Okay, push it down. And finally, that way. I mean, you can do this as long as you want until you're happy with your cube. Okay. So finally, I've got my cube. Does everyone see? Okay. Okay, now again, I'm going to put this into my lunchbox and I'm going to put the lid on top of it for the time being while we continue to make some more shapes. Now today's induction session isn't about making a model. Again, like I've mentioned before, we're learning all about how to make shapes that we will use in the videos that are coming up. Okay, so at the end of this session, you will have some fantastic shapes and you would have used some of your clay. And at the end of this video, you'll be able to free play and make whatever you like, okay, with the shapes that you have. Okay, so now what I need you to do, we're going to put our spoons to one side for the moment, okay. I would like you to find your clay creator card, okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use these circles here. Okay, so you can see we've got the 3 centimeter circle over here. Okay, what we're going to do when we're using our creator card, we're going to make balls that can fit into our centimeter circles, and the aim is that you can see the line of the circle once you've got your clay ball in there. Okay, so we're going to have a little practice. If you can find your yellow clay for me again. Okay, take your yellow clay out, taking it out of my club. Again, I'm pinching and pulling. Okay, and I'm going to use the table to roll the ball. And I'm going to stick my yellow ball into the 3 centimeter circle. Right, now does everyone see that? Now, there's still quite a lot of room, okay? And what we don't want to do when we're making our balls, we don't want to push down on them and make them flat to fill the space like that, okay? We don't want that, okay? We want a ball to fit into there, otherwise we won't have enough clay. So I'm gonna have to get some extra clay out. I'm gonna roll it into a ball. And I'll put it onto my 3 centimeter circle. I could probably get some more on there too. Okay, does everyone see that? So that's my 3 centimeter ball, but I can see the line all the way around. Does everyone see that? Okay, so we've got a 3 centimeter ball. Again, once you've used your yellow clay, please put your lid back on top of your tub. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is I'd like to find your red clay, okay, and I'd like you to fill in your 1 centimeter circle. So I've got my red clay. This isn't going to be a very big ball, I don't think. I'm going to use my table here to roll it into a ball. And you know, if it does go over the edge a little bit, don't worry. It's just more of a guideline. Mine does. I'm going to take a little bit off, but it just means you'll have a little bit of extra clay over at the end of it, and your color may be a little bit different to some of the others. Okay, so I've got my 1 centimeter ball there, okay, and we're going to mix these 2 colors. What color do you think we're going to make? Okay, orange, that's what we're going to make. We're going to make orange. Okay, so the aim is to stretch it, get rid of all the yellow clay and all of the red clay, so we have 1 big ball of orange clay. Okay, pinch and pull, don't go too much. Okay, you'll make spaghetti. Okay. Okay, so what I want you to do is close your red lid, your red tub. Okay, now you've got your orange ball, your orange piece of clay. I'd like you to use your table to now make a orange ball. Okay, so I've got my orange ball. If at any point I'm going a bit too fast, please just pause the video and then press play again once you're ready. Okay, so now we're going to make a triangle. Okay, so again, the best way I find is to look from above. So I'm going to initially squash it down a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to use my fingers to shape my clay looking down from a triangle. How many sides should a triangle have? 3. Well done for everyone that got that correct. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, okay, but we're trying to get a nice triangle by using our fingers, okay. until we're happy with our triangle. Okay, everyone done that? Okay, if you're not happy entirely with your triangle, the best thing about clay is you can roll it into a ball, okay, and you can start again. Okay, don't forget your other clay is in your lunchbox with a lid on top, so it will stay absolutely fine. So you can make sure that your model and your shapes are perfect before putting them on. Okay, perfect to you, that's key. If you're happy with your triangle or your shape, then that's fantastic. That's all we want. Okay, and hopefully as we go through this course, you'll see an improvement in your models, because that's our job. That's our job, is to make sure that you're improving each time you do a Clay Creator video. Okay, so I've got my clay triangle. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put that into my airtight container. And then we're going to go on to the next piece. Okay, what colors haven't we used yet? We haven't used white, I don't believe, and we haven't used black. So these are the colors we're going to use now. Okay, so what I want you to do is, you can put your black to one side for the moment. I want you to get your spoons out again, okay? And I want you to use your number 4 spoon, okay? Oh, sorry, number 4 spoon. Okay, and we're going to fill that up with white clay. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to put my white clay back in my tub, put the lid on. Okay, once you've filled in your number 4 spoon, take your white clay out and put it on the table. Okay, then I'd like you to put your spoons down to one side, and I would like you to find your create card. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to get our black clay and we're going to fill in the 1 centimeter circle. Okay, so we're going to fill in the 1 centimeter circle, just like that. I'm happy with that. Okay, and put your creator card down to one side once you've finished. Okay, so what color are we going to make now? Let's have a look. Okay, so we would like to put our black clay into our white clay to make it look like an eye. Okay, all right, and then we're going to stretch it and put it back together. Okay, have you just decided? Have you guessed what color we're making now? We're making grey. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so we want to get rid of all the white clay, so we can't see any white clay in our clay, and we can't see any black. Okay, so we're making a nice grey color. Okay. Okay, once you've done that, I would like to roll it into a ball, please. Okay, so you should have a ball, a grey ball, on your table. What we're going to make now is we're going to make a teardrop. Okay, so what we do is we want to roll like we're rolling a sausage. We're moving our hand forward and back, okay, but we're only pushing down on one side of the model, of the clay. Okay, everyone see that? Okay, so we've made a teardrop. Okay, sometimes we'll ask you to flatten your teardrop, so we take a finger or two, okay, and we just literally push down on top of the clay. Again, not so it's too thin, okay, So we still have a bit of thickness about the model, about the clay, so it doesn't droop or anything like that. But now we have a nice teardrop. Okay? Fantastic. Well done, everybody. Okay. Finally, what I'd like you to do is, I would like you to get your white clay back out. If I can find my white clay. Okay, and I would like you to fill in the 2 centimeter circle with a white ball. Okay, so I'm going to roll it into a ball. What do we think? Is this too big? A little bit too big. Can't see any lines around it, can you? No? Okay. So I'm going to take some off. Okay. Roll it into a ball. Perfect. Okay, once you've got your 2 centimeter white ball, put it on the table. Put your lid back on your white clay. Okay. What I would like you to do now is on the other side of your creator card, okay, we can see we have a ruler, okay, a ruler going up here, okay. What I'd like you to do is, as evenly as possible, I'd like you to take your fingers, okay, and we're trying to make a sausage, okay. So I'm just gonna, if it starts going thinner on one side, all I'm gonna do is move you see that? Mine's gone thinner on one side, almost like a teardrop, like what we just spoke about. So then I'm gonna move my fingers to the other side to even it out. And technically, I'm just going forward and back, trying to make a nice, as even as possible sausage, okay? And what we'd like you to do is we'd like you to measure it out to 7 centimeters on your ruler, okay? So mine is currently at, can everyone see that? Mine's currently at 6, okay? We're trying to get it out, roll it out to 7 centimeters. So I need to keep going a little bit more. Okay. 7 centimeters. If you go a little bit past, you can just squish it back up a little bit until you've got your 7 centimeter sausage. Okay? All right then. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to get all your shapes out of your lunchbox or your airtight container. You should have a cube. You should have there you go. You should have a cube. You should have a steering wheel / disc. You should have a triangle. And you should have a teardrop. Okay? So you should have 5 shapes. Okay, now what I would like you to do now is, with the clay that you have in front of you, use your imagination. Okay? You can make whatever you like out of your shapes, and on the next video is when we'll actually start making set models. Okay, I hope you've had fun. Now, the only difference with our Key Stage 2 classes and our Key Stage 1 classes is our Key Stage 2 children, instead of using measuring spoons, okay, they use electronic scales. Okay, so if your child would rather use electronic scales, obviously you can get them from our website. Give it a go. Obviously, if it's their first time, I would suggest using the spoons to start with. The whole point of this is that they develop throughout the videos and throughout the sessions. When they get a little bit more comfortable, they can go onto the scales. If you would like to order a set of scales, and have your children practice, we free play at the end of each session. So instead of filling up the spoons, what we might ask them to do is to weigh out 1 gram of clay, for instance, and get them using them. And once they feel comfortable, once you feel as parents that they're comfortable using them, then they can go on to them. Okay, thank you for joining us. Our videos are online now, so have fun. Don't forget to do the activity sheets, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.